What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Coffee and Donuts. It's the evening edition. I have missed you all so much. What's up to everybody in the building? Today is Thursday, July 21st, 2022. So I hope everybody has had a terrific Thursday so far. Let me read the room real quick so we can get into this topic. Shawanda Williams is in the building. She Radiance is in the building, who now goes by She-Ra. Okay, I got you, girl. Official Jamia is in the building, and Swoop Like Me is in the building, y'all. And to all of our silent listeners who are tuned in but can't get into the chat, welcome to Coffee and Donuts. So I told y'all, we are still outside, y'all. We still outside, and there's so much going on outside this summer. I can't even keep up with it all. But I'm going to try my best, y'all, to bring y'all stuff that people been doing outside all summer. I thought we agreed we was going to go back in the house a little bit, that we weren't going to hang out so much because it was so hot. MLW Fisherman is in the building. So that means Lexus Ice is somewhere in the vicinity of Mr. MLW Fisherman. So, y'all, I have missed y'all so much. The link is there. And y'all would not believe this. I'm not going to get into that. But the panel is always open. If you want to use your avatar or your picture, you can do that. You know, it's a no judgment zone over here. Be free to voice your opinion. This is a hot topic today. This is a hot topic, and so I want everybody to be free with no holds barred. Tell me how you feel about this. So let's get into this story, okay? So let's go to New Jersey. Union Township, New Jersey, okay? Get this, y'all. Demi Minor, age 27, a transgender woman, inmate, impregnated 2 women at a prison there in New Jersey, y'all. So let's get this straight, and this all determine, let me tell you what a transgender woman is. A transgender woman was born a man and now identifies as a woman, but still has all of the men parts. Some have breasts. Some have gotten breast implants. So they were born a man, but now identifies as a woman, but still has all of his man parts, his manly everything, okay? All right, so back a few years ago, and a lot of people are asking, how did a transgender woman end up at an all-women's prison? So it was a civil lawsuit, and transgender women won a lawsuit where they could, be housed at a woman's facility, all women facility. So it's law, y'all. It's law. And okay, MLW Fisherman, Lexus, I see you trying to come up. Go out and come back in. Go out and come back in. It said device is not connected. Okay, so while she's getting ready, so this happened all back in April of this year at the Edna Manhattan Correctional Facility. Relationships, the sex was consensual, but y'all, it is against prison rules for anybody to be in there having sex. They don't want nobody having sex. Everybody got to practice abstinence, okay? No sex, whether consensual or not, is to take place on those premises, okay? Chilo is in the building. What's up? Welcome to Coffee and Donuts. What is up? It's your first time here, and I'm so glad that you are here. If you are not subscribed, please, Chloe, please subscribe. Please subscribe. If you are not subscribed, you're welcome. What's up? Coco TTV is in the building. So Demi Minor, age 27, is in prison for manslaughter, and I guess the pronoun would be she, because she identifies, and I don't want to disrespect anybody. If you believe you're a bird, you can fly, I'm going to call you a bird, okay? That's between you and God, okay? So, she identifies as a woman, so we're going to call her a woman, so we not to get anything confused, okay? So she's in prison serving a 30-year sentence and will be eligible for parole in 2037. She's in prison for manslaughter, okay? The two other inmates, what's up, Mike? 4C Gang for Life is in the building. What's up? So I just want y'all, I want to get some feedback. Okay, let me add Lexus Ice to the screen. Lexus Ice, are you there?
I'm here. Hi.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you very loudly.
Oh, I'm very loud. Well, let me tone it down a little bit. Okay, Demi Minor has made a statement. She says, this week I was moved from a female facility to a male facility. I mean, this type of hatred towards who I truly am has to stop. But know this, I would never stop rising above. So that is a statement made, and that is not the only statement. I have a video clip that I want you all to see and hear for yourselves, and you all let me know what you think about a transgender woman being housed at a woman's facility. Okay, this particular transgender woman still has all of her manly body parts. Before I show that clip, let me read some comments. I saw somebody said something very interesting. I'm going to highlight it here. Okay. Chloe said if she got a D, she should be in a man's prison 100%. You know, I really think that in situations like this, sometimes you have to be blunt, and it has to come down to anatomy. Anatomy and physiology. I'm just saying, it's point blank. There are women parts and there are men parts. Identifying is mental. That is mental. But when it comes down to being separated in prison, it comes down to anatomy. There are women part, female parts, and there are men part. So in that case, I don't think they should be housed together, because naturally so, well, we don't have to go back to Adam and Eve. People believe different things, but naturally so, a man and a woman are attracted to each other. And at some point in time, even though you may identify as one thing, the natural sense is going to be attracted to the opposite sex at some point in time. Okay? And it's evident. It's evident. We see gay women getting pregnant naturally or whatever. So it does happen. Okay? So I'm going to show this clip, and over here is no judging. So everybody's free to be. We love each other, but everybody is free to express what they feel. But at the end of the day, we disagree to agree, but we love and respect each other. Okay, we ain't gonna fist fight and fall out. But this is a radio show, and our Mother 3 is in the building, and I want everybody to come with what they feel and not feel like they're being judged or ridiculed, because everybody's so sensitive. And over here, we don't have to be politically correct. Okay. You can say what you want within reason and respect. And we're going to always keep it respectable, okay? Mike said they take hormones from the breast. Not all transgender have implants. That's true. But okay, let me show you this. Lexus Ice, are you ready? You have anything you want to say before I show this video? Lexus Ice, are you there? I'm going to kick her off.
I am here. No, don't kick me off. I am dealing with a broken device, and so I've been outside too long. Time to come back in.
Everybody been outside. Let me drop this link. What's up? We got a member in the house saying something crafty. Do y'all see that green in the chat? That green are the Table Squad members. Shout out to the members in the chat. Let me go ahead and drop that link again for anybody that wants to come up, but I'm gonna go ahead and play this. It's a short.
Miss Tabor. Miss Tabor, I believe in exactly what you said. If you have those body parts, you need to be separated, because guess what?
It's what's gonna happen.
It's nothing to do. It's bored in there, and you're gonna attract to something, and so that's the consequences of like that. That's why they are pregnant, because that it happens. So, yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, Chloe says, also, if it's working infertile, then she is not even medically transitioning and just self-identifying. So it's a man, Mari. No, Chloe, that ain't no man, is it? Okay, let me play this clip. Y'all know I'm known to have some technical difficulties over here, but let me play this clip, okay, y'all? Y'all let me know if y'all are ready for this clip. Say we are ready in the comments. We are ready. We ready. We ready. I just want to see one person say, I'm ready for the video. Okay, Swoop Like Me says, I believe they identified as female so they wouldn't have to be in a male prison getting their work. But after this incident, Demi was transferred to a male facility where they put him, it was a youth facility actually, and they put her on suicide watch. They put on suicide watch. Mommy. Y'all, we got Jamie Lynn in the building. Okay, somebody said we ready. Let me see one more person. I got one. What's up to all the silent listeners in the building? I'm so glad you are spending your terrific Thursday over here with coffee and donuts. I think I dropped the link. Yeah, the link is there for anybody that wants to come up. Let me go ahead and play this clip. Let me get it started. That's really y'all. Motley. Like Brown say Motley. Motley. Okay, that was one clip. It was another one where she was talking and said it's not fair how they moved her to an all-male facility and said that she was mishandled by the correctional officers. They were saying things to her, made her feel so bad. And Joy Davis is in the building. Hey, what's up? This Miss Joy. Hey, I'm your subscriber. Hey, Miss Joy, I'm gonna pin your comment, honey. I'm gonna pin your comment. Joy Davis is in the building. What's up? This Miss Joy. Hey, I am your subscriber. I'm so glad to have you here on Coffee and Donuts. Okay, let's see. Okay, get out of here. That's not one of us. That's a brother. Huh? Get out of here. That's not one of us. That's a brother. Okay, so Chloe's been very vocal. Chloe said, that's not a woman. That's a man. That's not our sister. That's a man. And Chloe is entitled to her opinion. Everyone is. Who want to hit that link? Mike, hit that link for me one time. Hit that link for me, Mike. Is Mike still in the building? Hit that link. So I just feel I don't think I'm discriminating against anyone when I say this. I really think they need to build a prison for transgender men and then build one for transgender women. Oh wow, Chloe, hit that link. Chloe, hit that link. Chloe said, I'm trans, by the way. I'm not being hateful, just factual. Hit that link, Chloe. Do y'all see the link? Chloe, come on up. Let me make it available again. Chloe, do you see that link? Paste. I'm trying not to hit this cam, y'all. Y'all get a surprise if I hit this cam by accident. Chloe, hit that link there. So Chloe says that she is trans and she's not being hateful. She just stating facts. If you have the body part for it, I'm curious, Chloe. Y'all hear Jamie Lynn? Y'all know I'm a mom first before anything else. So, Jamie, did you want to come up? What about Coco TTV want to come up? Swoop Like Me? Anybody in the building? This story really caught my attention because at first I was torn because you want people to be able to live freely and you know who they want to be. But when it comes down to this particular thing, I feel they do, like Lex I said, they need to be separated. I really feel that they do because as long as you have um, a woman's body part and a man's body part in the same building, like she said, they get bored, they trash stuff. You're gonna always have this happen. Always, you're gonna always have women getting pregnant if transgender women are in the prison. It's gonna always happen because we are naturally attracted to each other, so it's gonna happen. So I feel on that note that they should build prisons, especially for these particular situations. Life at the longest is in the building. What's up, y'all? Welcome, welcome. Those are my members as well. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. We're just getting started. We're not going to be here very long because I'm just getting in for work. I was late getting on. I just want to say hello to everybody and get this topic on out the way. So let me start over. For the people that didn't, okay, Mike just hit the link. Let me get Mike on first. What's up? The legendary CMA is in the building. What's up, Mike?
What's going on? What's going on? How are you? How are you doing, Lexus?
Just fine. Just fine. Just trying to stay cool, calm, and collected out of this heat. So, Michael, what is your take on this story?
First of all, I gotta say hi to Jamie Lynn, the reason why you a YouTuber.
Oh, look, we know that. We know it's because of Jamie Lynn. We appreciate you anyway. We appreciate you anyway, for I really do.
You want to know my take on this? You know, I'm kind of torn as well, even though I'm part of the LGBTQ. It's so many damn letters. I don't know all of it. If you notice, I posted a picture on my community tab of the guy that had the blue jeans on, the whole full beard. I get confused sometimes. I really, really do. I really get confused. I've been out for 39 years, so what my thoughts are totally different than a new wave and a new generation. I come from an era where step into yourself, and that because you know people got beat up and they were harassed and they were gay bashed, and you can so freely be yourself. You can so freely be yourself now. So my mindset is different than the new generation. Now, I remember me being stopped for something, and they took me to the precinct. And when I was talking to the lady, because I had to spend the night, so they took me to the county jail, and it was a misdemeanor. But the lady was asking me, she said, "Do you want to go on our gay side?" I said,
"Oh wow."
I said, "Wait a minute, I got a gay side," and I said, "What the hell make you ask me that, ma'am? I'm straight." I did not even know they even had a gay side, and that was so. I decided to go on it. I did go on that side, and I thought my friend.
Oh wow!
People that there was a lot of transgender that had breasts, but it was a lot of men from prison that were either snitches or were scared they were going to get beat up. So they would say that they were gay.
Oh, okay.
To be segregated from the other population. I think that this young man has set back the transgender plight and their fight. He set it way back because now, you know, they want to be able to use women's bathroom. And it's things like this that make them say, hold up, you still are who you are, because if you were a woman and you identify as a woman, you would not even got any vagina. You would not have gotten that woman pregnant. So you don't see yourself as just a straight up woman, because a woman cannot get another woman pregnant. Now, I feel like this. In order for the transgenders to be put in a house with women, they need to have the full surgery. That means they need to have a vagina implanted.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as they still have a penis, then they still technically, and I know
Right.
they're gonna come at me when I say this, and I'm sorry. Mentally, they may be a woman because
Mm-hmm.
I believe that. I believe that you feel like you're born in the wrong body. That's just what I think. But
Mm-hmm.
until you get that part removed, you still can do what a man can do, and that is
Well, that's
why.
true. That's
And that
evident.
Yeah, and that is why that situation is. Now it's gonna be hard for the next transgender who really feel like they're a woman. Because I have a lot of friends that say that thing between their leg ain't nothing but a bump on the log. It don't
Oh,
look like that.
wow.
But
Wow.
to be in a situation like that, this is the main. And I feel so sorry for the LGBT transgender community because of this happened. Because now this is they have proof. No, we can't put y'all together. Look what has
Right.
happened.
Right.
So
And there are, at that particular prison, girl, don't you throw that cup at me. There are 27 transgender women at that particular prison. At that particular prison. Y'all know, look, I always tell y'all it's real over here, okay? So I got Jamie Lynn on the side. I can't hide her and not pay any attention to her. But she is over here trying to throw this cup at me, and I'm trying to have a serious conversation. Um, but Michael, I feel like they should separate them as well because we're gonna always have situations like this if they don't.
well, I think personally, once they have the operation, because hell, you have
Oh
women
yeah,
in
I
there
mean
that
as long as they have, as long as they
yeah.
still have those two different parts is what I'm saying. Yeah, as long as they still have those vagina and a
Okay.
penis, that's gonna always happen.
But see, me coming from the community, this makes it hard because there are some that will never use their penis. That will
That,
never.
okay.
And look, maybe they can't afford the operation to get it cut off. So
Right.
that makes
Yeah.
it bad for them. That truly. I really believe that there are some transgender women that need to be
Mhm.
locked up with women because of the fact that that's who they identify. That's who they are. That will never use their penis. But you have ones like that
Right.
will mess it up because they were making great strides.
Mhm.
They were making great strides. I just don't get it, and I just the whole
Okay.
fight. They just messed up the whole fight. The whole
Yeah,
point of
that's
it.
what Chloe said. Chloe said I can't speak. Chloe is a transgender female. Chloe said I can't speak because her boyfriend's letting her sleep, but she said yes. I believe this is an example of a man exploiting a situation. This is dangerous for women and women's spaces and give legit trans women a bad name. Now I have what's up, T Herb? I have someone backstage. Mike, stay right there. I'm not gonna drop you down. I want you to stay here, okay?
Uh-huh.
I have someone backstage I'm going to bring up. Let me move this over here. The Honorable Angelina is, welcome to Coffee and Donuts. It's your first time here, right?
Yeah, it's my first time here. How are you?
I'm fine. Welcome to the panel.
Hi, how are you
Um,
doing?
Thank you for having me.
oh, no problem. Okay, give us your take on this situation.
I was listening backstage and I heard a lot of things
Mm-hmm.
were that were alarming to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that I wanted to kind of get clarification before I go into what I need to say is, was there any indication that this was any form of sexual assault, or was it
No,
just
it was
that
consensual. It was consensual.
sensual? Great, thank you. Now I can go into what I need to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, like anyone else, trans people, trans women, and trans men can be attracted to whoever they choose, and it does not interfere with their identity. What most of you, what many of you might be thinking of is who you go to bed as, but being trans is more so, I mean, you're thinking about who you're going to bed with, but trans is who you're going to bed as. First of
Okay.
all, trans women can be attracted to women, whether cis or trans or otherwise, just like how trans women can be attracted to cis men or trans men. It makes no difference. And in this case, with it being consensual, I don't know and don't understand why this is being sensationalized in such a way to where something completely wrong just happened, especially since you did mention that it was 100% consensual. And then the second thing is that trans women do and trans people do not owe cis people anything when it comes to an explanation of how they use their bodies or what body parts they have. They don't owe that to anybody. They just don't. We don't.
So let me ask you. This.
Can I just say one thing?
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, I don't think the question is not who they attracted to.
Right, that's. Go ahead.
The question is this: should they be locked up somewhere? The whole purpose is, if they're going to be a woman and they want to be a woman or whatever it is they want to be, the whole purpose is that if you're impregnating somebody, that's the whole purpose. Then maybe because nobody's supposed to be getting pregnant in prison,
right?
So that is defeating the purpose of why they saying we need to treat us as equal. But then you're not being equal when you do something like that. I'm not saying all trans people. I'm just saying the reason this case is being sensationalized is because you begged us to put you somewhere. And believe it, I'm a gay black man, so I have no.
So you couldn't have said it, you're the most perfect person to speak.
Right. So what I'm saying is this: I'm all for them. Look, I feel that yes, if you're a woman, you feel you believe the woman, regardless of who you're attracted to. But if you're going to fight to be equal as a woman and be put in a woman's prison, don't turn around and get a woman pregnant, because that's the problem. Whether it was consensual or not, that we're not even talking about that. The part is, they're not going to put you somewhere if those things are going to happen. And I think that just kicked the fight back. It took it back some stages. Do you agree with that?
What? Who you asking, Mike? Me or the honorable?
The honorable.
Okay.
So here's where I stand on that. If it's consensual, then absolutely it's nobody else's concern.
But in prison,
whether it's prison or not, if it's consensual, then it's nobody's concern.
It's against prison laws for anybody to be having sex.
Because here's the thing: if it's not a form of assault, then if it's not assault, if it was not against someone's will, then yeah, it's kind of a weird situation. But it should not be blown up. And then what I'm hearing.
So do you think? Okay, let me ask you this. So do you think?
What I'm receiving. Wait a minute. What I'm hearing is that so far, all the blame from what I'm hearing seems to be going towards the trans person.
No,
it seems to. But that's just what I'm hearing. I'm not saying that's what you're saying.
Let me clear up what I said. This is my belief. Okay, there was no assault. It was consensual. And nobody's saying it was assault. My stand is this. In prison, and it says in all of the articles that I have read, in prison, no one is supposed to be having sex. That's number one. The sex was consensual, but I just feel that if we continue to allow transgender women to be housed with women that are born women, this type of thing is going to always happen. Now, I don't care who you sleep with, who you choose to sleep with. That is not the issue. The issue that I'm making is this is going to always happen. And like Mike said, some transgender women saying they don't use their body part at all. But for those that do, and like in this case, things like that will always happen. That's my viewpoint.
And let me say this. It's not about accusing anybody.
No, because it was consensual.
A woman can't get pregnant if there's no dick in there. Now, even when wait, excuse me, y'all. Excuse their friend. But even when guards end up having sex with the women, the guards are fired. The guards are to blame because a woman is in a woman prison. So that should not be happening. So yes, it was consensual. Yes, a woman is hot. But if she was in there with all women, she would not get pregnant.
Right.
So my thing is this. Then let's stop. Okay, if that's the case and they can sleep with whoever they with, then how about this? Keep them separate. That way it won't happen. That is the only thing. That's the only thing that's been centralized. That if transgender women aren't in prison with women, then women cannot get pregnant, at least by that. I think that's
but they can still get pregnant by guards.
And the
And
guard
even
will
though
be
you're
fired.
saying,
Entirely
hold on,
different.
you're
And the
saying,
guard
Yeah,
will be
even though you're,
fired.
that's true, but that's a
even though
different.
you're saying that guards are supposed to be terminated from their job if they're
They
caught,
are.
that's the key. But the key word is if they get caught, and a lot of times they don't get caught. So then what do you do?
Well,
Because
in that situation, I just hope
get
whatever,
caught.
But wait,
I really,
but I'm a little confused here. What's your
mm,
name again, baby? I'm trying. I didn't catch the name.
So the
The one on the
Honorable
panel.
Angelina Nordstrom is my name. I never got a chance to get your name.
Oh, my name is Michael. Michael, comedian Michael Allen.
Oh,
So
Michael.
this is
Okay.
what I'm saying. You don't think that this sets back the fight to be equalized for transgender? By the fact that that happened, of course the women can get pregnant. My thing is this: if we're fighting for equality, if we're fighting that, look, I'm a woman, I should be able to use the same bathroom as you. So now this make people look at, okay, now if you looking at if you use the bathroom with me, are you looking at me in a sexual way? Because we don't know what you're attracted to. I'm just
right.
saying it puts it back somewhat. I'm not blaming. Hell, if you want a little coochie, go ahead and get it. Hell, I can get some coochie every now and then. But my thing is this: I think it just put what we've been. I've been out for 39 years. I've seen every fight we have, from the fight to get married to be that to the point of transgender women being accepted equally. And it just, for me, that messed up. Maybe this guy is one of the bad apples in the barrel, but as a whole, that will make the society looks now and says, see, this is why we don't want them together, because stuff like this will happen. That is where my issue is with that.
Mine too is, and I feel as long as we continue to house them together, this will continue to happen.
Well, here's the one thing that you're not thinking about. What you're not thinking about is if you say that if you want women or certain women to be isolated or trans women to be isolated, you might as well isolate them all. You know why? Because cis women, and I'm gonna say the word again, cis women still have sex with other cis women. And if we're gonna go by the confines and the boundaries of saying that sex is prohibited from prison, then they all need to be separated and not just trans women.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, the Honorable Angelina. What would be how can we resolve this issue of women getting pregnant by transgender women in prison? What would be the resolve for that?
So I'm like this. When it comes down to it, more times than not, there might not be an immediate solution, but one thing I can say is if you're going to separate trans women, you might as well separate all women. You might as well separate them all because cis women can have sex with one another. They may not get pregnant, but they're still violating this very important, you know,
No
rule that they
sex.
have in prison. No
Mm-hmm.
sex, period. So you might as well treat because while some people are fighting for equality, which is great, don't get me wrong, equality is lovely, but
Right.
I'm fighting for equity,
Mm-hmm.
meaning those who are less privileged than others, those who are more marginalized than others, such as black and brown trans women, black and brown trans men, black and
Right.
brown gay men, and black and brown lesbians, more marginalized than anyone else. But no one, and I do mean no one, is more marginalized than black trans women. I'm just saying.
Now, and let's get this part straight. I have been in jail where I've known for the men to have sex. So sex will never stop happening.
Of
And
course not. It's gonna always. Of
between
course.
if you got somebody doing life and you got somebody doing 30 years, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna bump and grind, they're gonna stick and poke, whatever the case may be. But I'm just saying, I just keep going back. Um, is the do you put all, just like even when I was in the county and the judge gave me, she said you can do 2 years probation or 30 days in the county. I said I'll do the 30 days, hell, because I'll be the
Don't
violent.
get over it.
And when I went on the gay side, and every time they went, if I had to go see the doctor or something, they automatically put me with the regular prisoners because I didn't look a certain way. I wasn't flamboyant. I wasn't
Right.
feminine. And then they go, oh, and call my name. I'll be like, too late. I already had sex with everybody.
Oh my
But
God.
it would really trip me out because I wanted. I said, you know what? I knew I was in there for a misdemeanor, and I said the way that they didn't have access to go and play sports or outside like the other inmates did. It was just such a totally different. So not only as transgender, but just gay people in general are treated totally different when it comes to the penal system. So there's a lot of things that need to be changed. But my thing is this: how can we make strides if we got people pulling us back 4 and 5 steps?
Right.
That is my issue.
I was reading the comments. Chloe said this guy doesn't even have a point. Chloe, who are you referring to? Okay, we have a question while we're waiting on Chloe from Coco. Coco says, question, if she still had the male part, would she technically be deemed trans? Excuse my ignorance, I'm curious as to when the new title takes place.
I think Angelina can answer that.
Yeah, I will answer that question. So if a trans woman has a penis, whether she has what you all may call a penis, because trans people have their own names for their own parts and they have every right to do so. But whether they have what you all would call a penis or whether they've had what we call bottom surgery, that still doesn't take away from their transness. In fact, the transness is an identity. It's a sense of gender identity. What you might be referring to as genitalia, does it take away from their transness? No, it does not. Why? Because having certain parts or genitalia does not take away from someone's gender identity. However they identify, that's their identity, and no one else can tell them who they are or what they are. No one else can tell them that.
That's true. Whoever or whatever you want to identify as, like I said earlier, that's your business. That's why I want to be clear and use the correct pronoun. Demi identifies as a woman, so she's a she. Chloe, go ahead.
I identify as a rich white woman for the suburbs.
But you be a rich white woman from the suburbs, Mike. Clutch your pearls one time for me. Chloe said it's not about the sex. It's the fact that he's a full-blown man pretending to be trans.
So that is one thing I would learn more about, because seeing the little video you played, I don't know if that's a person that maybe they're not even a full trans, and that's something they're playing. See, I would hate to just label all trans people in the instant of what this person has done. Is this person really trans? Does this person really live their life as a trans? Is this something they did because they were being locked up and being charged with it? So, it's a lot of facets of the story that need to be
Sam Cat, welcome to Coffee and Donuts, Sam Cat. Coco says, okay, they help provide a better understanding. That's why these conversations help. Okay, Neighborhood Fat Girl says, in some prisons, there's a block where it's called alternative lifestyles, where they put the transgender people so they don't procreate with people if they aren't fully transitioned.
Right.
And just because someone has not transitioned does not make them less of who they are. And just because
I agree.
I get that. And just because a trans woman has a penis doesn't make her less of a woman.
I still stand on this. As long as we have women and transgender women and a woman that's born as a woman, as long as we they're together, things like, and it's evident. Look at the case. Demi impregnated two different women. So things like this will happen. It will happen. So I don't know what the resolve would be. I'm just bringing you the story to get different perspectives. And like we always say over here in Coffee and Donuts, everyone is free to express what they feel. It's a no judgment zone over here at all. We can agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, we love each other and move on. And some topics will be hot and heavy and people feel a certain way, but at the end of the day, we can agree to disagree like grown, men and women, and move on.
Like I'll say this, I've been out since I was 14 years old, and I come out in the era where if they even knew that you were gay, you walking down the street, they fought you. And me coming from a family of all sisters, I learned how to hide that very well. So especially having a deep voice like that. But I've seen a lot of my fellow LGBTQ family, and I was one of those people that wouldn't hang with certain people because it was easier for me not to be in the middle of a lot of mess. And it really it touches my heart to see people being able to hold hands and walk down the street now, the younger generation, to be able to do that. But I think as well as so much of us are being accepted now, you have a lot of people that are exploiting that, or especially when it comes to the penal system. You know, it's like so cool to be gay now. I've never seen so many gay people in my life. Not to say that that's a bad thing, but
Right.
It's a
Darky
new
Love is
world.
saying we are taking them away from their identity, but it is a protocol so pregnancies don't occur. Darky Love is the daughter of official Jamie.
So
Let's see. All right. So, okay, Angelina, you had something else to say?
yeah, I was gonna say we live in a new world now. We live in a world where people are empowered and affirmed to be who they are, and they are so comfortable, and they had to go through so many different eras of their life to get to where they are now, so that they are confident and that they stand on being either gay, they're lesbian, they're queer, they're trans, they're whatever their identities are, because we only have this one life to live at this point, and life is way too short to be so um, complacent upon the opinions of those who don't really care about us to begin with, and for those who don't really care about our well-being to begin with. So why not live authentically? Why not
I,
live honestly?
you
And
know
that's
what?
what
I
I'm.
feel like this. I feel a person when they wake up in the morning is free to be whoever they choose to be. You know, it doesn't matter what it is that they choose to be. They be free to be that. Be free. No one has a heaven or hell to put anybody in. And like I've always said, at the end of the day, and I work in long term care, so at the end of the day, when I've interviewed so many elderly people, a lot of them, you know, when you ask them, have you done anything? Is there anything in your life that you know, would have liked to have done, you never got a chance? And a lot of them name so many things and aren't able to do them, but wished, always had that, I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have lived like this. If I could, you know, could go back and live like this. So take every opportunity to live your life the way you choose to, because at the end of the day, nobody can judge you. You are responsible for your own life. And I don't know if everybody believes in God or whatever, but I do. And when I get ready to go before God to be judged, I'm not going to be held responsible for the way nobody lived but me. So that's the way I live my life. I can't judge anybody. I don't have anywhere to put anybody else. And you know, if a person identifies as whatever, the only thing you can do is respect that they want to be identified. I mean, you know. So I just want everybody to leave with that. You know, just live your life and live it how you want to live it. But I still stand on. I don't know what the result will be. My point is still, you know, as long as we have that situation like that, it's gonna happen. And that is evident by the, and there may be more stories like this, but this is the one that I came across. So I'm glad you came and gave us another perspective, the Honorable Angelique Nordstrom. Thank you so much for coming on the panel and educating us on a few things. So you're always welcome back if you choose to come.
Yeah,
So,
thank you so much for having me. And I do touch on certain things and sort of facets of advocacy on the new series that I have on my channel called Chasing Liberation. My
okay.
trailer will premiere within the next 11 days or so. So
Hmm.
if you all haven't already, feel free to check out my channel. Although I'm still revamping it, so my trailer will premiere on August 1st at 6 p.m. Central Time. So
Oh,
I touch on many of these things, and I
hmm.
touch on, my day to day. It is my day to day in my advocacy work and my poetry, but there are conversations I tend to have sometimes when it comes to protecting the rights of queer and trans people.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for coming on the panel today. Have a terrific rest of this Thursday.
Yeah, thank you. Same to
Okay.
you.
All right. Mike, did we lose you?
Listen, that was God telling me to shut up.
Oh my God. Miss Carol, the girl, Mr. Mukbang came into the building. Mike, is there anything else? I still got to cook dinner and everything.
Yeah,
Y'all.
I want to get that. I just want to say, this was a very interesting topic. It was good. We all speak from different points of view. It's good that
Right.
you had a transgender people.
Mm-hmm.
What I feel, they may not feel. So no one is right and no one is wrong. It's just
Right.
our own different perspectives. Hell, I just had somebody um, hit me up and said I wasn't gonna make it into the kingdom because I was
Oh
homosexual.
wow.
So you have
I
so many.
just said, when you get before God, He ain't gonna hold you accountable for nothing I did, Mike.
Come on,
And so
somebody.
everybody, just live your life. If you're happy with your life, the way you be free. You know what? I have never, and I'm honest about this. I have never given a care about what nobody ever thought about me my whole entire life. Your
Neither have I.
problems and issues that you have with me, that's not my problem. That's your problem. I'm happy and I live my life and I don't care if nobody like it. I'm going to live my life and be free. I've seen too many elderly people. I wish I would have did this. If only I could have. They gave me a different perspective. Like, you better get out there and live your life. You don't be one of those woulda, coulda, shouldas. The whole world is out here, things you can do, and you didn't do it because you were afraid of what people may have said. You're afraid of this, afraid of that, and you don't let life pass you by. You know,
Exactly.
so be you, be free, and at the end of the day, if you believe in God or not, that's between you and God how you live your life. I could care less how another person lives their life. I'm too busy trying to live over here. I'm serious.
I said in my 53 years, if I really had sat back and really cared about what somebody thought about me, I would not have traveled around. I would not have met the people I have met,
Right.
and I would not be who I am. So that's the last. Things like that, I've heard that all my life. So, baby, you got to come with something new. If
Yeah,
I had a,
your
if I
life
had a dollar,
is free.
if I had a dollar for every time somebody told me I was going to hell or wasn't gonna make it to heaven, but those look, be careful who you put your mouth on because the same thing will happen to you. I keep telling people.
And every time you can't just, I don't understand why people worry about other people in the first place. But back to this story. Okay, so that's all the information. I may do a follow up to see if Demi, because right now she's trying to fight to get back to that women's prison, y'all. But I still feel, in my viewpoint, it's still the same. It's still gonna happen. It is still going to happen. So we need
Yeah.
to, because I don't work in the prison system or anything. I'm not, rallying for certain rights or whatever, because, I want everybody to live and be free to do whatever they choose to do or whatever. So, if you
I'll say this, and I'll
rally
say this.
for it.
I will say this, and I'll leave with this, and I'll continue to say this, that if that is a true transgender, because see, we don't know that yet. I don't know if they was playing, if she's still fighting to get back. First of all,
Yeah,
she dumb as hell to think that they would send her back. Second of all, you set the movement back so far back from the restroom, using the same restroom. So it's a number of things that I believe that they messed up. You could not sit your ass in there and not touch nobody. Why couldn't you just ate her out and not touch her?
oh my God, Mike.
Listen, I just come on. Look, come on. This coffee and donut. I'm
That's
just
what
saying.
that's what the other women doing, ain't it? Angelina
Right.
said that the rest of
Listen,
them.
if you a woman, do what the other women doing. Don't do that. Look, um, run some carpet. That's all you had to do. You
Oh
didn't have
my God.
now. They look now. It's gonna be a big old debate, and they got some proof to say this is why we don't
Yeah.
want you to be housed because this can happen.
Right.
And it's all to that part. And so, and first of all, they have to have a mental problem to even be trying to go back to where you messed up and you knew that you was. Come on, somebody. But that's just my. First of all, how about this? Don't do nothing to get locked up, and then you won't even have to make that decision. Come on,
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah, because she's serving 30 years for manslaughter.
Yeah. See,
So
I would,
she'll be there
I
fighting a
would,
long time.
I would have been there. I would have made up some homemade condoms or something.
Oh my God. Like, you've
Well,
been creative, huh?
I would have been creative. I would have had some saran wrap or something.
Oh my God. Well,
What they
I I did see a movie where they did use saran wrap. One of those prison movies. I actually did, but it was the guards and women at the spur of the moment, and they got creative like that. But everything happens in prison. I don't know what the
They're
yeah,
never gonna stop.
had an
Look, they're
answer.
never. When I was on the straight side, when I was on the gay side, I saw nothing. People were having sex. It's nothing that they could ever do that's going to stop it. It's always going to happen. But you
Yeah,
have to. But when you're fighting for a cause, when you are already somewhere because of your claiming of who you are, that is that's the highlight of it. That's why it's been sensationalized because you have fought and said, "Look, I'm a woman and I deserve to be with these women." That was your whole premises of why they put you with these women, and you mess that up.
yeah.
Period. They don't put women together and then the two women, it's a baby come out of them two women. No.
They got caught, huh?
Yes, and that's
Hey,
what it is.
Cheryl.
And I just didn't want Angelina to take it that we were taking it from another
Oh no, we
aspect.
weren't blaming anybody. We were just giving the story
It,
pieces. That it
no,
was.
the only issue I don't have an issue with her still getting some or still doing women. My issue was why would you fight to say you just like them and you wanted them, but you get in there and do something different.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
that
agree.
yeah. So that's just my thing with that. I'm pride to the day I die about
Okay.
all of it. But we need to make it make sense. We can't fight for something and then turn around and do something totally different. And because that's messing up for all the ones that's gonna come behind you.
Yeah, and that's what Chloe was saying as well. That's what she was saying. She's a trans woman herself.
Yeah.
So I love everybody. Y'all, I'm gonna bring these topics like this. I'm gonna do it. And not because I'm taking sides and points, but it's in the news, so I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna do it. That's what Coffee and Donuts does. We bring those hot topics, and it's to educate people. If you go back and look at some interviews, it's educational purposes. We don't discriminate. I can't discriminate. I can't judge anybody. I don't have that power to judge anybody and say you go to heaven because you live like this, but you still whoring and sleeping with people husband. But because you weren't gay, you get to go to heaven.
Well,
See, I mean, I'm just
well,
saying.
let me ask you a question though,
Go
Tina.
ahead.
Would this story be just as exciting to you if it was a trans man that went to a men's prison, was with him, and ended up being pregnant by one of the male prisoners?
Well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
It
I
was
think
at
so
a
too.
man's prison. It's the same exact story.
But you know what? They see. I'm telling you, it would be harder for them to put a woman that has turned
Although
into
man,
a
they would
man.
tear that woman a new
Yeah,
she wouldn't
come on,
survive
somebody.
her
Look,
sight.
you can't be a man. You can't be a man and go in there with a fat butt. So
Oh my God, Mike.
imagine if you had a man that used to be a woman, and these men, you right, they would tear her up. I
Yeah,
think that.
he wouldn't last the first night. I don't think that I don't they wouldn't if a trans man went to all men's prison and got pregnant. I mean, I would think that's rape. I mean, but
Look,
if they did, it was consensual.
I'll never forget when I was going to
Thanks,
job corps.
Sharon.
I remember when I graduated from high school and I was going to job corps, and my mother, I was signing up, and my mom was. They said, "Well, what do you like to do?" I said, "Well, I like to cook and I like to do this and that." And they would say, "Okay, well, we have this. We have one that's all boys, and we have one that is girls." My mom would say, "I send him to the one with girls." I looked at her and rolled my eyes. Dang it. But I get it. I get it. And I just hope that one transgender's action don't mess it up, but one that
Yeah.
truly can honestly be around all women and consider themselves as a woman.
Mhm. Mhm.
Period. Period. And that's just my take on it. And I thank you for allowing me up to say my little part.
Always.
And
Always.
at the end of the day, that's just my opinion.
Well, thank you for coming up as always, Mike. And
That
um,
number, wait, the number you gave me, you know who number you gave me. I look, it's not on there anymore.
so you need me to send it to you again.
Yeah, because I was gonna call her and say, well, I know she, we always comment on each other's videos, but
Mhm.
to call her, yeah, I'm gonna need it again. It's
Okay.
the name there, but the number not there anymore.
Oh, okay. I'll send it to you again.
Okay. And look, you keep doing what you're doing. I love this. I saw this. I had to hit notify. I was about to go live. I said I ain't gonna go live. I gotta get in on this one.
Oh,
I'll just record it and upload it later because it was a juicy topic and I appreciate it.
well, I appreciate you, Mike, for coming over always and for always, being supportive and on every single thing that we do over here. I really appreciate you.
You know I love me some Jamie Lynn and y'all. You see I
Look,
got
I thought you got
Jamie Lynn. Oh, and y'all.
Oh my goodness, Mike.
Yes. All right, baby. You have a good night and shout out to everybody in the chat.
Okay, you too.
All right, baby. All
Right.
right, bye.
Right. All right, so that is it, y'all. I gotta cook. James saying great topic. Sharon, thank you for sharing us out. Thank you to everybody that stayed with us. Even if you're in and out or just a silent listener, I appreciate everybody that was tuned in. If you're catching the replay, feel free to leave us some comments. We always say over here that it's a no judgment zone and everyone is free to express their opinions. We don't have to agree, but we can agree to disagree and still love each other and keep it moving because everybody has different opinions. We come from different backgrounds, different upbringings. We're different people. We live in a different world than we used to, and everybody's just be free to be who you are and don't wait for people to accept you because people are not. If you wait for people to accept you, you will be waiting your entire life. And that's it, y'all. That is all I have today. I appreciate Lexus is here. Lex, did you want to come up and give a closing? If I thank you all and see, going forward, there may be some morning topics, but y'all know I'm back in the office right now full time, and it's just so hard for me to be on at 6 a.m. It's so hard, so I'm just trying to keep the show alive, and I got a few inboxes saying, "Hey, where's Coffee and Donuts?" And like my mom said, you are losing your audience because we had built up a good audience at one time, and then when I went back to the office, I started falling off. And official Jamie, Alexis Ice, and Karen held it down, but I didn't want to burden them to do it every morning like that, and I just had to come up with a solution, and hopefully you all will roll with us with the evenings, us coming on in the afternoons, and I'm getting back into the interviews. I have a few interviews lined up, some more hot topics, and if you want to come up and be a panel guest, the panel is always open. Always. I would never deny anyone a chance to come on here and express your opinion and give us perspective on whatever the topic is, okay? But just know that I will bring you whatever's hot in the news, and I can get my hands on the facts. I'm gonna bring it because that's what I do on Coffee and Donuts. So that's it, y'all. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Bye, Auntie. Tell Jamie Lynn I said, hey, Dark and Love, you need to come and babysit, girl. That's what I'm saying. Okay, what did Chloe say? Did I miss something? Oh, Swoop like me said, that's what I was saying, Chloe, the pretending. Oh, okay. And then Debbie said, be safe. Good night, everyone. Just speaking to Kara. So I love everybody. And listen, I have a big announcement coming up. I'm just drying some ink a little bit, making sure I got all my ducks in a row, dotting all my I's, crossing all my T's. And y'all just stay tuned. Stay tuned. And it's something big coming from W.T.F and my members. I will never leave my members out because my members believed in me, and so I don't want to leave them out. You always, it's supposed to pour back into people that have poured into you, so I appreciate them, and it's a gesture of love. So y'all stay tuned. I'm not gonna keep saying, just stay tuned. Y'all have a terrific Thursday evening and night. I hope y'all got y'all cooking on because I'm about to go in here and I had a taste for some homemade burritos. I'm gonna put some steak, chicken, and ground beef in it. It's not gonna take long. So that's what I'm about to get into. I may give y'all a sneak peek of it. I'm not doing a video or nothing like that. I ain't got time for all they record. But just take a picture of the final result. And that's it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Good night, y'all. Be blessed, be safe, and like I always say, spread some positivity throughout these YouTube streets. See you next time.